China can't stop copying SpaceX and their rocket technology. About 3 weeks ago, I made a video on how China is copying SpaceX's Starship and Falcon 9 rocket. And now, on June 24, 2021, Lehao, chief designer of the Long March series, provided some updates regarding the Long March 9 at the University of Hong Kong in a presentation titled Long March Rocket in China's Aerospace. During the presentation, Lehao showcased a new design for Long March 9. He says the country has modified its plans for a very large rocket, the Long March 9. This booster of Long March 9, it turns out, also looks similar to the design of SpaceX's Super Heavy booster, which will serve as the first stage of Starship spacecraft. But how is Long March 9's booster looking similar to the Super Heavy booster? For several years, Chinese rocket officials have talked about building a large Long March 9's booster for its heaviest missions, including lunar landing and Mars landings. Consisting of a large core stage with 4 boosters, the Long March 9 was expected to have a diameter of 10 meters, and a payload capacity of 140 metric tons to low Earth orbit, or about 50 metric tons to the Moon. It was planned to use a cluster of 4 rocket engines. Multiple variants of this rocket have been proposed, with CZ-9 being the largest base variant of Long March 9 with the 4 additional liquid fuel boosters strapped onto the core stage, and it is the variant that has the aforementioned payload capacity of 140 tons to low Earth orbit. In addition to the BAST variant, there is CZ-9A variant which has only 2 additional boosters, and a payload capacity of 100 metric tons to low Earth orbit. Finally, there is CZ-9B having only the bare 10-meter diameter core stage and payload capacity of 50 metric tons to low Earth orbit. The expected payload capacities of Long March 9 place it in a class of super heavy lift launch vehicles. The rocket development program was finally approved by the Chinese government in early 2021. This super heavy rocket was a natural evolution of China's existing family of Long March rockets. It was slated to enter service around 2030. During a presentation in Hong Kong, senior Chinese launch official Lehao showed off a radical new design for the Long March 9 rocket. Instead of using 4 boosters, the new design uses just a core stage powered by 16 new engines named by F-135. The clustering of these engines appears similar to SpaceX's Super Heavy booster. The proposed Chinese rocket has a similar lift capacity as well, with the long chart showing 150 metric tons capacity to low Earth orbit. It even has a similar height to the Starship system. The launcher is being developed by the China Academy of Launch Vehicle Technology (CALT), an institute belonging to the China Aerospace Science and Technology Corporation (CASC), a giant state-owned enterprise and the country's main space contractor. The Long March 9 is not explicitly stated to be reusable. However, a space transportation roadmap presented by CASC since 2017 features the stated goal of making all of China's launch vehicles reusable by around 2035. So they may make Long March 9 reusable. About 2 months ago, CALT showed a concept of a large fully reusable rocket, which will capable of providing point-to-point suborbital travel on Earth in under an hour. This was the same concept which Elon Musk promised almost 4 years ago and currently developing. Even the rocket concept showed in the video of CALT looks precisely similar to SpaceX's Starship system. CALT's video shows a large shiny rocket, capable of vertical takeoff and vertical landing. This concept looks absolutely like the Starship spacecraft and the second stage named Super Heavy booster. The concept is notable not only for its appearance to the Starship. The vehicle exterior is shiny, like a stainless steel structure of Starship, and has body flaps totally like Starship spacecraft and rockets. Stages are similar seamless, but in its functions as well. CASC released space transportation roadmaps for the long term in 2017, which set 2035 as the target for achieving full reusability for their launch vehicles, which Elon Musk is currently developing. So China is actually spying on SpaceX from the beginning and trying to copy their rocket technology. More recently in 2019, Chinese Long March 2C tested grid fins, like those used by the first stage of Falcon 9 rocket, to steer itself through the atmosphere during the re-entry process. Currently, China is testing a Long March 8 rocket which is not reusable, but China intends to develop the reusable Long March 8 as first stage to land on a sea platform, as the Falcon 9 booster did. And it is rumored that China is developing a triple-core rocket booster that will resemble SpaceX's Falcon Heavy rocket. Private Chinese firms such as LinkSpace, iSpace, and LandSpace appear to be mimicking SpaceX-like rocket technology. LinkSpace, a space launch company, has built vertical takeoff and vertical landing prototype test rockets to develop its reusable rocket technology like SpaceX Falcon 9. LinkSpace is currently developing New Line 1 rocket. The New Line 1 is a two-stage rocket under development to launch microsatellites and nanosatellites, with the reusable first stage. It is to be a liquid fuel rocket with a diameter of 1.8 meters and a height of 20 meters. It would have a liftoff mass of 33 tons and a takeoff thrust of 400 kilonewtons along a payload of 200 kilograms to be lifted into the Sun's synchronous orbit of 250 to 550 kilometers high. New Line 1's grid fins, landing legs, propellant and design looks exactly similar to SpaceX's Falcon 9 rocket. LinkSpace future development of a reusable second stage like the Starship spacecraft, in addition to the reusable first stage to develop full reusable launch vehicle like the Starship system, is anticipated for their future vehicles such as the New Line 2 and the New Line 3. LinkSpace is planning to also be a transport and rocket services company, providing rocket parts and transportation. As part of transportation, it will not just send payloads into orbit or on suborbital jaunts. It also plans to send packages from one point on Earth to another point. This is again similar to SpaceX's plan for suborbital rocket passenger transport anywhere around the world, with Starship. iSpace, a Chinese private space launch company developing Hyperbole 2 rocket. This rocket again uses the same grid fins which are used in Falcon 9. And the first stage of this rocket is expected to land propulsively in order to be reused like Falcon 9 booster. Apart from rocket technology, China's goals and satellite technology also match SpaceX satellite technology. China opens state-owned satellite company as China ramps up efforts to build its own satellite internet, which is similar to SpaceX's current satellite internet project, Starlink. And currently, SpaceX is planning to catch their Starship rocket. So I think that China will also plan to catch the rocket same as Starship, because they have been copying every new concept or technology which SpaceX had developed, or currently developing. So I hope you enjoyed my video and got to know how China is copying SpaceX in every way possible. Comment down your thoughts about the video. Like and share this video. Subscribe to my channel. And to see how SpaceX will catch their Starship and Super Heavy booster, watch this video. And to know the plans of SpaceX to build a moon base before Mars base, watch this video.